Pretty, ain't it? Isn't it just pretty?
From diesel or gas pacers to rocket-powered racers, Nomads, Go-Mads, RVs, schoolies, they'll turn it, tweak it, tune it, fix it so smoothly. That's why he's Badge. Everybody needs one.
Alright, sports fans. You know, it's really nice outside, so this is a tough one. But anyway, we're in the garage, and we're working on Al's Honda, and this is what we have to replace. Now, if anybody even mentions a high-pressure hose on a Honda, you run. I'm telling you, run to the highest hills. Just that you want to know where the old guy's coming from. This hose, I'm trying not to say the F word, this hose is $345 from Napa. Canadian. So that makes it like, what, $55 American? This I got from my buddy Travis up the road, and he got it for $220. So, and I don't know what in the hell, you know, like I give the engineers a little bit of credit every once in a while, but whoever built this truck needs to be shot, because that is the stupidest thing I ever. Where this hose is, I'll show you a couple spots. I'll try to. It's really impossible. You can't even hardly see it. You have to do it you notice the truck's jacked up. The only reason for that is to get the wire off the pressure sensor on the hose. There's a pressure sensor right here, and that's like, this goes like this on the engine. This goes along the bracket pinion. This goes up to the pump, just like that. And there's two clamps here. One to hold the hose here, one's going there. What we're going to do is chop the hose. We're not going to take them off. We'll just put a rubber hose on it and tie it down. I'm not going to waste my time. One video I said it took the guy almost 3 hours to get the one clamp off. I'm a very busy person. I don't have time for that crap. And then one guy, I guess he's been at this for 4 months trying to get it done. But anyway, that's just here and there. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I did. It's just a short video. It's not going to be very long. And yeah, change the PS hose on a Honda. And when they say power steering hose, that's exactly what they mean, the PS hose, because you will be PSO'd when you do it. So anyway, I'll try not to make any donations to the blood bank on the way, so we'll show you what we do. Okay, welcome back, sports fans. Well, remember the comment I said about the Honda engineers? I even hate them more now. Anyway, this is a total pain in the ass, I'll tell you that. So what it is you have the hose running across the bottom to the power steering pump like that, right? And this piece goes into the pump. Now you have to cut that hose off and then put a socket on there to get it. You cannot get a short wrench. You can't get a flare nut wrench. You can't get nothing in there. You cut that off because it's junk hose anyway. And then there's two clips here. Now the one clip over here, I was able to get with the ratchet underneath. The other one, I had to come down from the top. Everything's got to be done from the top. Down from the top with this. Now this here socket, it's a 10 millimeter swivel on a quarter drive. And no, you don't put this on your 1/2 inch impact. But this here has saved my bacon so many times, because the good thing about the Snap-on, and it's got to be a good quality one, because you need the swivel joint to stay. Where it's 10 millimeter universals. They save your bacon 100 times. Oh yeah, 12.2. So anyway, the pain in the ass is you have to cut the hose. You have to get the two clamps off. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to put the clamps back on. But now putting it on is not that bad, because you're going to have to use a 5/8 wrench because it's a different size. It's 3/4 that nut on there, which is 19 millimeter, right? Which is kind of funny, but yeah, it's kind of, and the worst part about it is that when I cut it off and I took it out, it fell down in the frame. Now, that's no big deal, I guess, but you have to find it, because you don't know where it went. You have to find it because it could rub through somebody. So you have to find it. It took us half an hour to find it, but anyway, we got it. So, my idea of this is a couple ideas. One is don't watch a YouTube video. If you do, just watch it and see what has to come off and leave it at that. Because everything I've seen has had nothing to do with it. So you take the 2 bolts off for the hose. You take the wire off of the sender unit for the high pressure thing. You take the 2 bolts out of the power steering pump right here. There's 2 bolts here and a bracket on the head that holds it, and then in the steering box. Now, I don't foresee anything. I shouldn't say that. But anyway, I'll leave that with you right now, and then we'll put it back together. Welcome back. Okay, sports fans, this is how it broke down. It's about 3 hours from the time I started till the time I finished. Now, the key was to cut the hose off, like at the fitting on the power steering box. That was the key. And the other key is to have a whole bunch of extensions like I showed you. And that 10mm socket saved the bacon, believe me or not. Because without that, I don't know if I'd been able to get that bolt out. So we got all back together. And the thing about starting it is you have to start the line by hand, not with a wrench. You got to get it in as far as you can, like 2 or 3 threads with your finger. And then you have to use a stubby 5/8 wrench to put it on, because that's the number it is now. It's not 3/4 or 19 mil. So everything went back together good. And of course, Honda, they have a special power steering fluid, which I just happen to have, by the way. I just happen to have some power steering fluid, this stuff here, from our Napa store. And it worked. So it wasn't bad. I would honestly hate to pay somebody to do it. I tell you that. Because I think you'd be looking at $600-700 by the time it was done. But anyway, it's fixed, it's done, it's down the road. So, on that note, what I want you to do is, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And if you are subscribed, don't unsubscribe, because it seems that all the people watching my videos are unsubscribed people. So, if you're subscribed and watch my videos, unsubscribe, please. Will you do that for me? Don't give me a thumbs up because it makes me look good. Okay, and this is the next project. I'm gonna leave that for you because I know the Z-Man knows what this is from. And yeah, that's the next project. So that's on the Dodge, by the way. So that's the next project. But I'll leave that with you. It was not that bad, really. I put it off for, holy shit, almost a week because I thought it was terrible. I watched all these videos. You should never watch a YouTube video before you do something. I'll tell you that right now. Or get on a forum. They tell you more crap than you know what to do with. But anyway, I'll leave that with you. That's all I got for you. It was a lot of fun. We got it done. Elle's car's on the road again, so that's all that matters. You know, happy wife, happy life. You know how it goes. So, oh yeah, by the way, Elle mentioned about my thumb. Well, I sort of had an alley on it. Now, just remember this. I'm going to tell you this. When you guys are thinking about subscribing or giving a thumbs up, check this out. All these little marks here, war wounds, blood, and guts all over, that's all because I make you guys videos. Believe it. Believe me or not. And it's kind of funny because after I was done, I looked at the top of the engine and there's a great big gob of blood. It must have been from my arm or something. But yeah, it's kind of funny. But you always cut yourself, always. And I cut my thumb again. Well, no, I really put an O-ring pick through there, but don't tell nobody. So other than that, later.
Each year, thousands of seasonal travelers suffer from a condition known as SNS, more commonly referred to as stinky nomad syndrome. The good news is that there is a cure. Visit HeroSoapCompany.com today and help batch end the scourge of needless funk, while also helping veterans in need. Just pick your soap and enter BATCH at checkout for your discount and help a vet today. It's that easy.
Perfect.
Badge, everybody needs one. We love our badge. And just remember, he's not asking.